Hi there. This is the lab case study review for this term in KIN 4413. As you are aware, we looked at 3 case studies and used a segmental approach to rehabilitation involving developing core and trunk stabilization, lower extremity and upper extremity range of motion, and strength. And these are the case studies that will be of focus when it comes to your final exam. Let's start off by looking at the individual with dementia and frailty. These are merely summary slides, but there are additional resources that you can refer to in addition to your lab reports. So for each of the 3 individuals, we have their subjective examination, their objective examination, their assessment, as well as a plan when it comes to the types of goals that the individual should have and the types of exercises that they should be performing. These notes and the SOAP reporting structure has been adapted from the ACSM required textbook. These 8 exercises, however, have been taken by your fellow students from the required readings and the required MSK textbook and selected to assist with strengthening of the lower extremity, upper extremity, and core and trunk. Now, what I would like students to be able to do is actually provide justification as to why these exercises were chosen for the particular patient. So for example, if we're thinking about the patient with dementia and frailty, when we think about the sit to stand, or if we think about the bicep curl, are these the types of exercises that are going to permit them to have independent living, whether it is being able to whether it's being able to uh, get up and down from a chair in the kitchen, or whether it's being able to carry their own groceries, or be able to do types of exercises or activities that they like to do, such as gardening. So we should be able to provide more sufficient justification than simply saying, well, it's going to increase their lower body strength, or it's going to increase their upper body flexibility. So try to work through these case studies and come up with this understanding of why your fellow students have chosen these exercises as part of the rehab program for this particular patient. And there is additional reflection that has been provided by your peers, and that is shown on this particular slide. And that brings us to the stroke case. The individual who had suffered a stroke is now undergoing a rehabilitation program. And once again, you will have the subjective examination, you will have the objective examination, the assessment, and the plan, which includes a list of goals and activities that the individual can participate in. Further, from the case study in the ACSM textbook, the editor from that textbook provides some additional context, which I think is very critical when you come up with that justification for developing a rehabilitation program and including particular exercises. Your peers had selected the following 8 exercises for this case. Once again, I would encourage you to come up with specific justification as to why these exercises were chosen for strengthening, for flexibility, and how they relate back to the individual patient. In particular, if we think about their falls risk as one example. Your peers also provided some reflection on this particular case, and that is collated here. And then finally, with the spinal cord injury case, once again, adapted from the ACSM textbook in your course outline, and some additional suggested resources here. We have the subjective examination, the objective examination, a little bit of information from their exercise test as part of the evaluation, in addition to their plan and the goals that the individual has. There are additional special considerations for this individual that you should consider as you envision the rehabilitation program and come up with justification as to why particular exercises were chosen. Uh, Additional context has been provided and adapted from the editor's notes in that ACSM textbook. And once again, the top 8 exercises that have been selected by your peers. I would encourage you to move beyond and think about the justification and make it specific to the patient. In this particular case, some groups had provided very basic justification in terms of increasing range of motion, increasing strength, reducing pain. Um, these are really non-specific and really apply to any rehabilitation patient when it comes to that particular exercise. So rather, you should be going and moving one step further and thinking about the patient. Do, for example, they have a falls risk? Do they have early cognitive decline? Do they have particular goals around sport and performance? And are they independent in their activities of daily living? What are their goals and how can you help them to achieve those goals? In this particular case, yes, the individual had an injury to the upper extremity or was experiencing pain. So resolving pain would be one part of it, but I think we really need to think beyond the basic idea of increasing flexibility and strength in the broad sense, and thinking once again about why exactly our peers chose, doing the shoulder pendulum exercise or doing a leg press type exercise. So that is the key. That is my feedback. Here is the case reflection that some of your fellow peers have put together as well, and hopefully you find this summary slide presentation useful as you prepare for the final exam.